So a good 24 hours later, and we finally have our finished render. And there it is. Looking pretty great. We've got all the detail we hoped to get, a lot of it from the noise texture we had vectored through, a lot of it from that extra little microsolver we threw at the last second. But yeah, you can see all this detail. You can see this rolling in the front. You can see the spears coming out of the sides here from our particle stuff. It all really came together quite nicely. Even all the shadows that we get over here, and you can actually we have these other layers here. This is the light just from the actual distant light. You can see that it's really sharp, really dark shadows here, but then we also have our environment light, which doesn't care quite as much about that. And you can see them together, we get this. So you can see how the environment light really helps boost that area that would have otherwise been super dark. And yeah, we always have to keep in mind we've got the low alpha towards the end here as it dissipates. So even though it could look like as dark or as solid here as maybe as it does over here, but really it's not. When we composite this, we'll still have lots of cool detail because you see all these tiny little details over in our alpha everywhere. In fact, let's play that through. So that looks pretty nice even on its own. I went ahead and did a little bit of a comp actually. I said that we weren't going to talk about compositing this lesson, but I couldn't resist just a little bit. This is just kind of a test background, as you can see. And yeah, so there you go. Towards the end, it thins out. Now you really get a sense of it thinning when it's placed over something. If I were to take like a frame, let's say 37 here, and look at the corresponding over here, you can really see look how big this shape is, and then we look here and how different that looks. It's the same thing, but it just actually blends much differently. But that's good. This is a more accurate feel where it's thinning out, and we get a sense of it thinning out. And you can also see our cool little pig fracture there, but who cares about that? So there you go. We did it. We got to the end. Next lesson, we're going to talk about Pyro's combustion model. Fire and brimstone and more smoke, of course, but mostly fuel, fire, temperature, igniting fuel into fire and creating more heat and more smoke. So now the simulation is going to be sourcing its own smoke. It's going to be crazy, I promise you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed Dynamics 4. Dynamic interaction or volume interactions, I think I called it. Anyway, see you soon.